The MG-42 redefined infantry firepower. Its rate of fire, superior to any Allied weapon, turned every German position into a lethal threat.
They were the soldiers behind one of the deadliest weapons of the war. But what was it really like to man the MG-42 under relentless fire? Could the courage, skill, and sheer endurance of these gunners reveal the human story behind the machine? Stay with us, because what unfolds on the battlefield will leave you stunned. The machine gun that changed everything. Few weapons struck terror like the MG-42. Nicknamed Hitler's buzzsaw, it fired up to 1,500 rounds per minute, unleashing such a torrent of bullets that many mistook it for artillery. Facing one meant stepping into a wall of lead. Built to replace the MG-34, it used stamped parts for quick, cheap production and a quick-change barrel system that kept it firing even when overheated. Mud, dust, and battlefield grime rarely stopped it. Its buzzing roar became a weapon on its own, freezing Allied troops in fear. Too large for tanks, it remained an infantry gun, but its design influenced nearly every modern machine gun that followed. More than just firepower, the MG-42 changed the way wars were fought. Barrel swaps under fire. With great firepower came danger. The MG-42's barrels overheated in seconds. Crews had to swap them fast, sometimes every 250 rounds, while under fire. The gun's side-loading system made swaps quick, but risky in trenches or bunkers where space was tight. Gunners wore gloves to handle glowing barrels, and mistakes often meant burns, jams, or death. A skilled team could change a barrel in under 10 seconds, but under enemy fire, every second was life or death. For infantry, this system was revolutionary, keeping fire continuous. For tank crews, it was impractical, which is why German armor stuck with the MG-34. Training was relentless. Soldiers drilled swaps until they were muscle memory, knowing hesitation could doom their squad. This innovation carried into post-war weapons, proving the MG-42's impact stretched far beyond the war itself. Trapped in the hull. Inside a tank, every inch mattered. The MG-42, devastating in open combat, simply didn't fit. Its wide receiver and side barrel change clashed with the cramped interiors of vehicles like the King Tiger. Adapting it would have required redesigning mounts, optics, and components, an expense Germany couldn't afford mid-war. The MG-34 was already proven in tanks, easier to mount and more reliable in confined spaces. Its slower fire rate generated less heat and demanded fewer barrel swaps, a safer option for crews sealed inside steel. In practice, the MG-34's durability outweighed the MG-42's raw power when space, safety, and simplicity mattered most. This decision reflected a larger truth. The best weapon isn't always the deadliest, but the one that fits the battlefield it's meant for. Durability versus deadliness. The MG-42's blistering 1,500 rounds per minute gave it terrifying firepower, but at a cost. Barrels overheated quickly, parts wore down fast, and constant maintenance was essential. It was built to overwhelm the enemy, not to last forever. By contrast, the MG-34, though slower, was sturdier and better suited for defensive positions or tank mounts. Its finely machined parts endured heat cycles longer, and crews trusted it to keep working without constant attention. The trade-off was clear. The MG-42 offered shock and suppression for infantry assaults, while the MG-34 provided steady reliability in armored warfare. German strategy leaned on both, proving that battlefield success often depended on balancing lethality with endurance. Designed for dirt and chaos. Battlefields are unforgiving. Mud, rain, dust. Most weapons jammed under these conditions. The MG-42 was different. Built with loose tolerances, it could shrug off grime that would stop a precision weapon like the MG-34. Soldiers could drag it through mud or snow, and it would still spit fire. Its belt-fed system gave it endurance where magazine-fed guns faltered, and its quick-change barrel meant overheating didn't stop the fight. Even when banged around during rapid movements or rough terrain, the MG-42 kept working. This reliability became as terrifying as its speed. Allied troops knew the buzzsaw wouldn't fall silent because of mud or rain. It would keep firing until its crews stopped or were stopped. That kind of consistency made it a weapon soldiers trusted and enemies feared. The silent inside story. The MG-42 wasn't just deadly because of its design. Behind it was a hidden network of logistics, training, and support that kept it alive. Its high rate of fire devoured ammunition, so supply lines had to deliver endless belts. Armorers maintained guns at night, replacing worn parts and ensuring barrels were ready for the next day. Training was relentless. Gunners drilled barrel swaps, belt feeding, and jam clearing until it was automatic. The gun itself was built with standardized modular parts that could be replaced quickly in the field. Even transport was thought out, with tripods, cases, and mounts making movement easier under fire. What made the MG42 truly dangerous wasn't just what soldiers heard on the battlefield, it was the silent system of planning, supply, and engineering that made sure it never went quiet. Life in the trenches. Operating the MG42 in trenches was brutal. Space was tight, mud clogged everything, and every reload or barrel change carried risk. Tripods were squeezed into narrow firing angles, and belts had to be fed perfectly while shells rained down around the crew. The environment made it worse. Mud in summer, ice in winter, water rising in trenches. The MG42 could handle it, but gunners still needed constant attention to keep it running. Add the deafening roar of 1,200 plus rounds per minute inside a trench, and the job became as much psychological endurance as physical skill. Teamwork was essential. Gunners, assistants, and loaders worked in rhythm to keep fire continuous. Even waiting was exhausting. Hours of tension, watching, maintaining, and bracing for sudden violence. Life with the MG42 in the trenches meant living with mud, noise, exhaustion, and fear, but also holding the weapon that could decide whether a line held or collapsed. Legacy of the Screaming Death. The MG42's impact on warfare did not end with the conclusion of World War II. Its design innovations and battlefield efficiency influenced military thinking and firearm development for decades, shaping both tactics and technology in ways that are still relevant today. The gun set new benchmarks for automatic weapons not through raw notoriety, but by demonstrating how a weapon could combine engineering ingenuity with practical battlefield effectiveness. One of the most enduring lessons of the MG42 is its influence on post-war firearm design. Nations around the world examined its mechanisms, taking inspiration from its quick-change barrel system, belt-fed operation, and modular construction. These innovations allowed armies to produce reliable, high-volume machine guns without sacrificing maintainability. Modern firearms, from European light machine guns to American squad automatic weapons, reflect the principles first refined in the MG42: balance between speed, durability, and ease of operation. The weapon also reshaped infantry doctrine. Gunners armed with the MG42 could deliver sustained suppressive fire that enabled troop movements, flank attacks, and defensive strategies that were previously difficult to execute. Its operational philosophy encouraged commanders to rethink engagements, emphasizing mobility and coordinated firepower over static positioning. Even in contemporary military training, the MG42 is studied not as a relic, but as a case study in designing weapons that integrate tactical strategy with mechanical performance. Beyond its direct technological influence, the MG42 left a mark on logistical and operational planning. Its rapid-fire capabilities required careful ammunition management, crew coordination, and maintenance routines, lessons that informed later approaches to supporting highly automated or high-rate-of-fire weapons. By demonstrating that firepower alone is insufficient without an effective support system, the MG42 underscored the importance of integrating engineering, human factors, and battlefield planning. Its lasting influence is also evident in military engineering philosophy. Designers learned that a weapon's reliability under extreme conditions, mud, rain, heat, or prolonged use, could determine combat effectiveness more than sheer firepower. The MG42 showed that prioritizing mechanical resilience, ease of use, and rapid repairability could turn a weapon into a force multiplier. These principles have been carried into modern infantry rifles, machine guns, and automated systems where survivability and functionality are essential. Even decades later, the gun's legacy extends to education and historical study. Military academies worldwide analyze its design, deployment, and tactical applications to understand how technology can influence both strategy and morale. The MG42 demonstrated that innovation in firearms could alter battlefield expectations and redefine the role of automatic weapons, influencing not just battles, but the broader evolution of military doctrine. Ultimately, the MG42's enduring impact lies in its combination of design brilliance, operational practicality, and strategic influence. It serves as a blueprint for modern weaponry, showing how thoughtful engineering can enhance both combat performance and long-term military planning. Were you shocked by the grueling and dangerous work of MG-42 machine gunners in World War II? Which aspect of their experience left the strongest impression on you? Share your thoughts in the comments below.